Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving into a truly beautiful cultural tradition, and we're going to see exactly how it builds a bridge to understanding some profound spiritual truths about community, shared burdens, and finding true rest. If you've ever felt completely crushed by the weight of your daily responsibilities, this concept is going to offer a completely fascinating new perspective on how we're actually meant to carry those loads. So let's look at how the Bayanihan spirit works.
Think about this opening thought for a second. Carrying something heavy becomes much easier when we do not carry it alone. It perfectly sets up a universal problem that we all face, right? We're all dealing with heavy, hidden burdens, whether they're physical, emotional, or spiritual. The sheer weight of life can be absolutely overwhelming. But the crucial takeaway here isn't that you need to toughen up and get stronger individually. No, the solution is about not carrying it alone.
To really get this, we have to look at the incredible Filipino tradition of bayanihan. Picture a family needing to move their home, a traditional Bahay Kubo. These structures can weigh over a ton. You'd need 15, maybe 20 people just to lift one. But instead of tearing the house apart to move it, the neighbors literally gather around, slide these long bamboo poles right underneath the structure, and they shoulder the massive weight together to carry the entire house to a new spot. It's a massive contrast. One family trying to move an entire house by themselves, logistically and physically impossible. It's a recipe for disaster. But when the community steps in, that impossible task suddenly becomes possible, and our source text highlights that the work is actually done with joy, generosity, and unity. What would completely crush an isolated person transforms into a joyful, achievable goal simply because the community shares the load.
Section 1. 3 invitations to find rest.
So how does moving a physical house mirror our spiritual lives? Well, the text connects the Bayanihan spirit directly to that famous gospel passage. Come to me, all you who labor and are burdened, and I will give you rest. Jesus gets it. He acutely recognizes our exhaustion and our anxiety. He sees those heavy houses we're trying to lug around all by ourselves. But he doesn't just offer sympathy. He offers a very specific invitation to totally change how we operate. We actually get a really clear, progressive, 3-step roadmap here for finding true rest. Number 1, come to him. Number 2, take his yoke. And number 3, learn from him. Let's break down exactly how this roadmap works. Step 1, come to me. The source emphasizes that Jesus knows exactly what's dragging you down. It could be burnout from your job, deep worries about your family, serious anxiety about the future, or the heavy toll of sickness, disappointment, and sin. But the beauty of this is that he doesn't ask you to fix it all or figure out how to carry it alone before you approach him. He simply asks you to show up, to come to him just as you are, burdens and all.
There is this classic shirt slogan mentioned in the text that I absolutely love. No Christ, no rest. No Christ, no rest. It's catchy, sure, but it perfectly summarizes the peace that comes from closeness to Christ. We often look for relief in the completely wrong places, like mindless distractions or just isolating ourselves. But true rest is directly correlated with knowing Christ, because the closer we are to him, the more we realize we aren't lifting the weight by ourselves.
Section 2. Sharing the yoke. Okay, the second invitation. Let's explore the actual mechanics of sharing this spiritual weight. Much like those bamboo poles the community used to move the house, the biblical yoke is a wooden beam placed over 2 animals. Its entire purpose, literally the only reason it exists, is so that one animal doesn't carry the load alone. They pull together. And this is where it gets really good. When we're invited to take his yoke, we're being invited to become his companion. Jesus isn't just standing on the sidelines cheering us on from a distance while we struggle. He steps right into the yoke with us. He pulls alongside us. He walks right beside us and actively carries the burden with us. It's a beautiful transition from physical labor to true spiritual partnership. Our source specifically notes that this shared yoke is experienced most deeply in the Holy Eucharist. It isn't just symbolic, it's a direct sharing of his abiding presence and strength. Every time this communion happens, believers get the strength to actually carry out their daily responsibilities and crosses. The path isn't always easy, for sure, but it becomes possible precisely because you're not walking it alone.
Section 3. Redefining true greatness.
So that third invitation, learn from him. This requires us to completely flip our modern ideas of value upside down. The world is obsessed with dominating others. It tells us greatness is measured by power, success, and how much recognition you demand. But Jesus redefines greatness entirely. For him,
Greatness is firmly rooted in humility, service, and love.
Jesus was the ultimate model of this new kind of greatness, fulfilling the prophet Zechariah's vision of a humble king. He didn't show up as a conquering warrior demanding to be served. No, he performed the ultimate acts of humble service. He washed the feet of his disciples, gave his life on the cross, and rose from the dead for our eternal life. He proved that true strength isn't about making other people carry your burdens. It's about having the meek and humble heart to help carry theirs.
Section 4. The Ultimate Biennion.
This brings everything together. The physical act of moving a house and the spiritual act of faith, they merge entirely here. Remember the neighbors with the bamboo poles? Well, by gathering together in faith, we replicate that exact same Biennian spirit. Except here, we aren't lifting a physical house. We're lifting the burdens of our family, friends, and even total strangers in prayer. We don't come to the altar as isolated individuals. We show up as one collective family, sharing the heavy lifting.
The Eucharist becomes our greatest act of Biennihan. That quote just hits the nail on the head. It's this beautiful, continuous cycle. Christ steps into the yoke to carry us, and we, strengthened by His grace, learn to pick up our bamboo poles and carry one another. We become the community that makes the impossible possible.
As we wrap up this explainer, we have to keep one vital promise in mind. The heavy loads, the daily crosses we all face, they don't just magically disappear. Life is still going to have weight, but the promise is that He will always be with us. The burdens become lighter, and honestly, even joyful, because the journey is shared with Christ and with our community.
You understand how the Biennihan spirit works now, right? Both the physical tradition and the deep spiritual reality. So as you step out into the world today, take a look around you. Who is struggling under a heavy load right now? How can you become an instrument of compassion for them? Whose burden will you help carry today?